Hello, hello, my name is Big C's Trains and Things, and today I am here at the Southern California Railway Museum attending this year's Day Out with Thomas event. My goal is trying to find out if this event is worth going, and to find out if Day Out with Thomas is still worth going. Well, I mean, these events have been around for like 30 years at this point. So, let's finally get in.
You gotta love Cranky.
So, when I was walking in, I was greeted with the Pacific Electric red cars. And just to let you know that the Southern California Railway Museum is jam-packed full of vintage streetcar stuff.
Not as much people as I expected from these events. There's a lot less people that I see from recent years. But there's absolutely nobody here.
To be honest, I really thought there were going to be a lot more people at this event. I mean, there is some, but you can see when I'm walking through the streets, there's not really too much people around. Anyway, I arrived here late in the morning, so my train was the 12 o'clock train, so that means I really had to board. So here's me walking through the lines. As when I was walking through the lines, now I can see a whole ton of people waiting. So here is my boarding pass ticket right here. As you can see, it says Soda Railways on it, and also has the big letter F on it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I was getting really sick and tired at waiting at this line. I honestly wanted to shout out,
Man, this is fucking boring. My god, man, this motherfucker sucks, man. Man, this is boring as shit, man.
sounds like an exaggeration, but finally, the line is finally moving. Oh, I also forgot to specify how loud kids really were. I mean, it's a normal thing. I bet 6-year-old me was like that. But now as a grown-up, it's just like ear rape. So, it is time to board Thomas. Or Thomas the Dank Engine. Yeah, do you remember that?
I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8:38.
Memes were actually good back then. Anyway, here I am entering into the F car that was right besides the E car.
The car starts with E and then F. I hope it's not that type of reference.
Oh no! Oh shit!
Anyway, after stepping foot in these vintage 1980s era coaches that were surely not inherited by New Jersey Transit. So after walking through the hallways, I finally found my seat and sat down. And yet again, had to play the waiting game, just for everybody to get on board. But oh well, it's part of the experience, you know. Anyway, some guy started blaring into the speakers about stuff.
Means the train is stopped. Let me hear 2 toots. Train is moving forward. 3 toots.
Toot toot.
Is the most important one.
But yeah, they were just playing around with the kids and the crowds and everybody else that was on board. But just then, the train has finally begun to move. Oh, thank God we're moving. So after a half an hour of just waiting, the train began to move onto its journey. I also greeted some folks on the way.
Hola, people!
Anyway, while riding, I also saw some other stuff on the way. Sizzlers. We also passed by other things on the way too.
Hey look, the Rio Grande.
But coming up next is a very familiar face that we all know and love. Look at everybody waiting there. Oh my goodness, it's the green caliper. Yep, the homie Percy's up in this event. Southern Pacific. So yeah, I pretty much recorded this whole entire train ride all the way up to its stop. We also passed by some vintage equipment that was alongside of it. Something was up with that Santa Fe logo on that box car. But I do admit, I'm a pretty big Santa Fe guy.
Santa Fe all the way.
But sooner or later, we finally left the rail yard shortly.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I also wanted to mention that while recording, people were actually parachuting outside because there was like an airstrip or like airport nearby. People were like skydiving. Look, there's people up in the sky parachuting right there. You can barely see them. So far the trip has been mostly pleasant. I mean, it's not the smoothest ride in the whole world. So anyway, we tracked through the back of neighborhoods and even a couple of roads, including other buildings and whatnot. Look at all this trash and garbage.
That's LA for you.
Anyway, the train began to stop. Also, as we stopped, the conductor started asking if we had any trash.
We'd like to go through the train and pick up any trash you want to get rid of. Now, Thomas is from England. What do we call trash in England? Rubbish. So we're going to pick up some rubbish.
I actually did have some trash on me, and here it is. Yeah, it's this show. I highly despise it. It's trash.
Fuck you, son of a bitch! Go to fuck with me!
And I kid you not, this is literally the entire trip, just going up, down, back and forth, all freaking time. I mean, take a look at this map. You only travel from here all the way to up here, and then you go back down.
What the fuck?
I mean, this whole entire train trip was like 20 minutes long, and there was only two directions, backwards and forwards. Or I meant to say forwards and backwards, either way.
These are the most uneven tracks I've ever been on. It's all humpy and bumpy. The cars are literally swaying. I wonder who built these rails. Was it Penn Central? Or am I riding on an
EMD STP-40F.
What the fuck?
So anyway, we started returning back to the station, aka the museum.
It's Percy and Samson.
So anyway, the train ride is finally over. So to be honest, the train ride wasn't really anything special, but I do have to give props to the staff to try to make it as exciting for the guests and children especially. So yeah, it was alright overall. But as when I was walking out, I saw the big man himself. I was in total disbelief. I was about to meet the director of the Northwestern Railway, Sir Topham Hatt, or also known as the Fat Controller. So I waited in line with my friend, and we both met up.
How's it like to be controller of the railway? Yeah, it's awesome. Do you approve on Mazinger? Yeah, he approves! Heck yeah! You see that? Sir Topham Hatt does approve on Messenger.
Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, I may accidentally lost my Messenger Z keychain. I have no idea how I did. Maybe some kid pickpocketed me, or I don't know, something just happened. So I guess this guy's just trapped in the museum then.
Oh well, what the fuck?
Anyway, I'm trying to go find where I could take pictures with Tom Tong Sahor.
What the heck is this?
I gotta zigzag my way through these lines. Alright, I'm about to meet Tomo right there. Anyway, here he is, Thomas. Quite a large prop. This is actually a dummy prop, meaning that there's like a diesel engine all the way back there, just somewhere where my fingers are at. And what it does, it pushes the whole train, and it's actually pushing this whole prop, making the illusion, oh, Tom is actually like, you know, pushing the train or whatnot. See, he does have some buffer beams and his front coupler.
With 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome.
See, Thomas is quite large for a little blue tank engine. You have the driver's cab, that's where the fireman and driver, you know, jerk off with the controls.
Anyway, here's me getting a couple of silly shots with Thomas right here. No idea what was I trying to do here, but...
Guys, I'm meeting up with Thomas. Can you believe that? Look, it's Thomas.
Anyway, that was me meeting up with Thomas. Pretty cool guy, not gonna lie. Oh my goodness, it's Toby the Tram Engine.
Is it electric? asked Bridget.
You a dumb goddamn bitch.
So anyway, I decided to tour around the other places around the museum, and one of them is the gift shop. And of course, being a railway museum, of course, they're selling a whole ton of train-themed stuff, like toy trains and or like, you know, paintings or books or other type of trinkets you want to buy. They're also running this like little HO layout right here. It's pretty cool to see, not gonna lie. And right above the layout was this whole entire wall full of toy train stuff and like merchandise.
I remember playing with these things right here. They're like the same scale as like HO scale. Almost, but they're like pullback trains with like rubber tires and stuff. It's actually giving me a lot of fond memories. I used to bang and bash these things around.
To be really honest, this place actually has some pretty cool stuff on display and even some stuff they have up for sale. I was actually kind of surprised that they actually had some model train stuff for sale.
I'm gonna be honest, not gonna lie, I actually really want this now.
So anyway, this place was actually pretty cool overall.
Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can ride one of the, you know, the trolley cars. Well, I guess I'm too late.
Goddamn you motherfuckers!
So normally this area is supposed to be like opened up normally. They all have like the trolleys and stuff. Probably show images here and there. I remember they actually have a G-scale one. I think I have that video up in my channel right now.
So anyway, I'm bored right now, so I'm gonna play around in this railroad signals place.
Let's see if any of these things actually work. So press the button. And oh my goodness. Oh. It's lowering down. And when it lowers down, make sure you stop. Most idiot drivers don't pay attention.
Yeah, but so anyway, when I was screwing around in this place, half of these things didn't even work. They didn't even want to function. Every time I press the button, none of them won't activate. And again, there's another instance of how I keep getting screwed over dumb things. Now anyway, they did have some concession stands around the museum, all ranging from ice cream to tacos to barbecue. I mean, you name it, they pretty much all have the fatty food fair foods here. Also, for some strange reason, this vendor has like food left out for people to grab. Oh great, it's the jackasses that abandoned me last time.
Adios, motherfucker.
You motherfucker!
What I told you all. I keep getting screwed over dumb things.
It's like they're having a model train display around this whole like shed area. Let's go check it out.
So yeah, every year Day Out with Thomas always have model train displays set up for people to go see. And one of those layouts is a very large and very expansive and very impressive HO scale layout, complete with a whole ton of locomotives running on it. Well, at least you can see one right now. Now, here we have a Southern Pacific AC-12 running across the rails right here. And this is one gorgeous model that's up running right here. No idea what type of brand of model is this thing, but I do love those coaches. We even got the Acela Express up into this. Heck yeah. I'm trying my best of how much I can show, but this layout is so gigantic, huge that I can't capture everything, unfortunately, but you can definitely see it's rather expansive.
It's the most successful train ever made.
So yeah, this layout was pretty darn cool to see. They have a lot of buildings, scenery, and even a whole engine shed up for display. They even got the T1 running on the tracks.
We got the big boy on board. Heck yeah. Look at Big Boy go.
And this specific model of the Big Boy is actually a Broadway limited, which they cost like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What? Oh, hell no! That's hell no! Whoa!
They also have another train layout up for display, and it's this gigantic Z-scale layout full of scenery and whatnot. Me personally, I'm an HO guy just because it's all available everywhere where you go to. But I do get fascinated with smaller scales like N scale and especially Z scale. I mean, the amount of stuff you can really pack into these layouts is just amazing. Wait a minute, I recognize that thing. And no, it's not the obvious Breaking Bad reference there. It's the fact that I literally saw this exact same layout months ago at the LA Union Station when I first saw it. I even filmed that layout back in the time. Look, you can blatantly see the footage right here.
We got a lot of red cars right here. This is like red car number 314. And look at this thing. It's quite old and rusted, but this thing looks super cool. I'm actually really interested in all these red car things. The Pacific Electric Company, what's it called?
Yep, of course they have a whole ton of trolleys, like I said earlier, but also other type of railroad equipments they used back in the day. It's also really cool to see all these still around. I mean, these red electric cars, you don't see them no more, especially now these days.
Here's one of the steam engines they're trying to store right here. I forgot what engine is this, or what engine this is called. I know it's a Prairie, but here you can try to see how they're actually restoring this thing. See all the gauges and bits and bobs and here and whatnot. the firebox, and here we have the wheels. Quite small, but this is actually really freaking big. All of this. The entire smoke box door is gone. I don't know what happened to that. And there we have the pilot. And we got some candy, because of course kids love their candy.
Motherfucker, my candy!
I just realized, I think this is its tender right here, just sitting out outside with these, like, you know, metro cars right here. And right over here, I think I just found the cab. Then we got this, like, little switcher right here. I don't know if somebody was popping some caps out of the window. Honestly, what happened here? Did the engineer died in there or what? There's literally bullet holes on the side of this locomotive. I guess somebody misfired. So I love anything old Santa Fe. And this is one prime example right here. I just love that logo. Isn't it pretty?
Santa Fe, all. Shut the fuck up!
I don't know what is this thing. It looks like a locomotive tender slapped on a flatbed. I don't know, a lot of the equipment's pretty darn weird around this place. Like, there's that right there. We got some two big ass blue locomotives right here, all decrepit and rusty and, you know, gross looking. Anyway, I gotta use the bathroom. What? How? Why is it closed? Are you kidding me?
How am I supposed to shit?
Anyway, after visiting the nearby Denny's just to take a dump in their urinal, it's about time to ride the green caterpillar himself.
Well, I should say, Dirty Percy.
He won't choose Dirty Percy.
I fucking broke the game!
If he crashes out, let's actually get into it.
Anyway, I got on board of Percy.
Sir Topham has been keeping us pending.
Shut up, Thomas.
Fuck you.
Oh my goodness, is that Samson? You know what? I don't even know what the heck is happening at this point. The most random things are happening. This is happening, that is happening, how are you supposed to know?
How the hell I fucking know?
Now, anyway, as expected, the journey is exactly the same like Thomas's. We pass by the same buildings, warehouses, neighborhoods, you get it, etc. So I'm not gonna waste your time to bore you with this. But while on the trip, a kind lady gave me this.
Oh, thank you very much. Would you look at that?
So yeah, the train staff gave me this Percy certificate right here, and it's pretty cool, I guess.
Anyway, here's Percy right here, and you know, as expected, he's quite large. Of course, he got the American-style coupler with the buffers. I know it seems kind of odd, but I mean, it's a prop. I mean, what do you expect? Like with Thomas, he actually has some outside valve gear, and actually looks pretty cool when it actually like moves in motion. Of course, he just has all the party streamers all over his body and whatnot. He does have like interior inside his cab, but I mean, that's mostly you can see. You just see a big like wheel in the middle.
And of course, here's me getting a pic with the green caterpillar himself.
To be really critically honest, I actually kind of enjoy the Percy ride a little bit more than the Thomas ride. Like, I felt like I was going like all over the place with the Thomas ride. I mean, it was kind of creaky and stuff. I mean, those passenger cars are like 100 years old, but I mean, for the most part, it was actually a bit enjoyable. I actually felt a little drowsy, maybe. Anyway, I'm kind of bored, so let's go into the Grizzly Flats Railroad Barn.
So inside this bar, they had a collection of narrow gauge equipment, all used by various railroads and whatnot. Some stuff was pretty interesting, while others were pretty darn weird, but hey, that's a narrow gauge for you.
We even got a Bachman model right here that, I just wish I had. I know you can buy these things, but these things are like, what, super expensive? Like, these things cost like hundreds or thousands of dollars or something.
Fuck you! Ah, fuck! Hell no!
Here we have Chloe up in display, and this thing is an absolute beauty. We got the old tiny lamp, we got the big fat diamond stack, nice cow catchers, got the American flag, got the number 1. There's not just one number 1 out there. Now here we have the Emma Nevada up in display here. I mean, it's kind of worse for wear. It's seen better days, but hey, it's still around, and for some reason it has like traffic cones up on its frame. Dead haunts among this funnel right here. And we got all the wheels back up here. There's the name right there up on the side. We got the tender right here, and you know, another diagram of the, like a locomotive and other stuff right here. Is that lewd artwork? Hey, that's pretty cool. You can see into the boiler tubes there from the firebox. Pretty nifty.
Honestly, the Southern California Railway Museum really, cracks me up at times. Because some parts feel like a normal, railway museum, but other parts it just feels like a junkyard and they just dump all of this, historical stuff just for people to see or, observe. Here's this big old thing up in display. It's a whole narrow gauge turntable. As you can see, it runs around this track right here. You see over there, that's where you push it. I can't believe manpower can push this big old thing. Well, it's made of wood, of course. We got the bearing right there, or what I call it a bearing, the area that makes it turn. Here's a good look of it right there. And presumably you just push on this thing to rotate this thing around. Here's this absolutely destroyed and mangled up boxcar or cattle car. It's all ripped into shreds. And then here we have a whole ton of trucks. Or I should say bogies. Oh, by the way, it looks like I found a doggy bowl. I wonder who guy's dog was left out here. Here is the most impossible maze ever made. Nobody cannot get out of this. Only 1% of people make it out alive. Oh, also in the museum, they also had a gift shop just dedicated to Thomas merchandise. And they have a whole ton of stuff. Well, not really a whole lot, to be honest. But I did found this Thomas bomber jacket pretty sweet, not gonna lie. I would really love to have this thing, but for 70 bucks, nuh-uh.
Oh, fuck no! Fuck no!
Really, they used Thomas?
Thomas Swag.
There it is, folks. Thomas Swag. They also had this Trackmaster layout going around this circuit right here. And also, here's me trying to attempt to kill Diesel. They also had some other toys up for sale, but
I don't really give a shit.
But they did actually had some Thomas minis up for sale, which I'm honestly really surprised. I thought they didn't even sell these things anymore. Well, I guess this is a rare occasion. Oh, by the way, please let me know if this gold Thomas is rare or not.
I'm not fucking wanna know! I wanna know!
It's the autism caboose. More like the autism creature.
Yippee!
Hopefully that's not offensive. Bro, if I was in these, I'm so gonna WWE. Or, Hispanic party style. Oh wait, I just forgot. They also have a petting zoo here. There's nothing too special. All they have is just goats. And no, I don't mean the sports goats wise. I mean, they do have a llama. That's something. My goodness. Oh my goodness, people. We're living in an age. Tablets are everywhere. We're replacing all the toys and stuff. Come on, what happened to all the toys? So, what's my final thoughts on the Day Out with Thomas 2025 season? Well, to be honest, I had very low expectations. Not gonna lie. But I was actually just surprised, believe it or not. I actually had a lot of enjoyment riding the engines. Some of the trains was calm. And oh my goodness, this music's so loud! Yep, so I was DC surprised with the event. It's pretty cool. Watch the yellow carpet behind me. Say hello to all the people. Anyway, as I was saying, not bad at all. I was actually surprised. Anyway, now I'm leaving the park. I have this sticker sheet that I got. The dude said, "Are you a little old for it?" And I said, "I'll take anything. I'll take any type of souvenir because it's free." I mean, I was just playing around. I just, they're just giving these out. Anyway, there's Thomas over there. You can see him. There, you can see him. There in the distance. Say bye-bye to Thomas.
Fuck you.
Anyway, I'm tired. Everybody's tired. I guarantee you're tired after watching this video. I don't know how long it is, but who knows? The editing would tell you that. Anyway, my name is Vixie's Trains of Things. It's done. It's over. Bye-bye.
Fuck all y'all! Motherfuckers!
Well, good sir. I do appreciate your company. Oh my goodness, guys. It's Samson. Actually, it's not. This thing's like a Mikado. Yeah, I don't know why this thing is doing out here.